E-flite UMX Pitts S-1S. Big deal? I think so. As you can see, this is a sharp looking little plane. I'm really impressed with the graphics. Most of it's painted on. It's very sharp. It's got wheel pants. Got the wheel pants. The graphics are well applied. They're not peeling off or anything like that. What's my impression? My first impression of the UMX Micros was Carbon Cup SS. Brother gave that to me for my birthday, and I had a ton of fun with that plane. But I had a lot of grumps about it too, because the build quality I just really found was lacking, and I had issues with the electronics as well. I actually, I was reading reviews about people snapping the wings in the air. I didn't have the problem. I smashed mine into the ground. Obliterated. And when I tried to fix it, with new servos in the wings, and I built a new wing myself, and what a nightmare. It was a joke. There was no instructions on how to mount the servos, what kind of glue to use. I used hot glue, ended up short-circuiting them, and they were like $15 a piece for those linear long throw servos. So, and one of my big grumps, since this is not a sponsored review, one of my big grumps about the Micros is the fact that your receiver, 2 servos, and your AS3X, your gyro system, is all mounted in the same board. So if any problem happens, like the receiver ended up getting all messed up in the Carbon Cub, and it's $70. You gotta fork over to get a new one. It's the same with this Pitts, and I have a grump about that. $70 for that whole new board. Whatever. But what do I like about this plane? Let's try. It's super fun. My wife totally scored by getting me this plane for Father's Day, and I have absolutely had a blast with it. It does just about every aerobatic maneuver that I want. I mean, they didn't even advertise it, but I've been hanging it on its prop. It's just tons of fun. Stall turns. It's a little touchy, inverted. I'm thinking it's because of the shape of the wings, or it could just be that I suck at flying inverted. Maybe. I'm just really loving this plane. It's got, as you see, it's got wires between the ailerons, so you essentially have 4 ailerons. In the video you'll see when I fly at low rates, it flies really nice, real smooth, real scale. And then at 100% rates, which is what I have just loved to fly, man, this thing goes all out. It's fast, quick, it's agile. But then when you want it to, it slows down to speeds that are so slow. I wonder how it's still in the air. Let's talk about build quality. You know, the Carbon Cub was so, it wasn't ready to fight with the big boys on the playground. But I'm impressed with the build quality of this plane. The wings seem to be quite a bit thicker than the Carbon Cub, and it's got guy wires. There's guy wires here, and then in the back as well, which adds quite a bit of rigidity. This is not a light plane. The Carbon Cub is pretty light. This is not light, but it's not heavy. One of the recommendations I'm going to make is that you upgrade the battery. Instead of these tiny little wussy batteries that they come with, I upgraded to a Turnigy Nanotech 260 milliamp 35 to 70 seat discharge battery, and these things rock. I'm getting about 5 minutes of flight time, just full throttle. I mean, I'm going all out. One of the things I really like is battery placement. Instead of a hatch underneath, it's a magnetic hatch right here on top. So you plug your battery in, it's got a brushless motor, and then it pops right back in place. Love it. Here in the bottom, it's got landing gear with wheel pants, which is real sharp, but you're not going to be taking this thing off or smoothly landing it in grass. You're just not. It handles pavement and really short grass pretty well. One of the things I did notice is when you come in to kind of nose it in, or kind of a rough landing, these little plastic pieces that protect, that add interest to the wires that hold your landing gear, will actually poke the wings right here. So I added some glue down there to add some rigidity so that it's not going to do any damage and possibly cause a flex point in the wing. But the landing gear is actually removable. It's just pressure fit in there. So you could actually, belly land this thing, just adjust your CG. And the landing gear come off really easily. And then they go back on pretty easily. As you see, man, this is a sharp little plane. Sharp. It's got a ton of elevator and rudder authority. A ton. I mean, stall turns, cake. When you put it into a knife edge, it takes very little rudder to keep it in a knife edge. I'm just amazed by how little rudder it takes in a knife edge. It's got a steerable tail wheel. Overall, as you can see from the video coming up here, this plane is a lot of fun. The video kind of sucks because I had my gangster hat on and it was all crooked to the side. Yeah, banging. But as you can see from the video, man, this plane just screams. It's fun. It is super fun. Fits in the back of your car super easily. The batteries cost $5. I was flying it with my DX6i, but I'll be doing a review of the new DX6 and how it compares to the DX6i coming up here soon, so stay tuned. You make the call. Look at that. Ha ha ha.